Welcome to another parent-teacher video lesson from the earlygiftedmanual.com, a free website for homeschooled children 3 to 7 years old and their parents that promotes and develops giftedness at an early age. I am Gary Blank, the creator of that site, and your host and facilitator for this video and all of the videos in my educational program. As the video lessons are designed to work in conjunction with the program on my website, I ask you to, at some point, click on the URL link in the description box below, and this action will take you to the earlygiftedmanual.com. By doing that, you will be able to put this lesson and all of the video lessons here on my channel in the proper context of the total program that I am presenting to you and your child. And welcome everyone to lesson 41, and this lesson is called money, everybody's favorite topic. And of course I will be showing you ways to teach your child all about money, coins, bills, etc. And materials you'll need for this lesson, a bank, and I like to call this a bank when you have a receptacle here with different kinds of coins. And a good bank is, let's say, 20 pennies, 20 nickels, perhaps 12 dimes, 6 quarters, and if you have them, 2 half-dollars, and I even have a dollar coin in here, which you don't see very often. And the half-dollars and the dollar are not that important, but it's nice if your child can see what those look like. But in practice, as we know, we don't see those very often. Paper money. I have $60 here in various, I believe denominations is the word. I have 10 singles, ones, and of course we know we call them singles, 2 $5 bills, 2 $10 bills, 1 $20 bill, and finally a magnifying glass. We'll be looking at these coins and bills much closer. Paper and pencil, and we're going to use these index cards again, these 3x5 index cards cut in half. So have some of those ready. And we're also going to use, and we've used this in an earlier lesson, our plus and our equal sign. So let's start out by looking at the penny. I'm going to take a penny out of our bank here and place it down on the table. And what you want to do here is you want to get the magnifying glass, and with your child, just to look very closely, of course, at both sides of this penny. And what you're looking for are attributes. And what are attributes? Well, the color. Obviously, this penny is a different color than all of the other coins. It's and you can tell your child it's made of, partially now, of copper, and that's what gives it that color. And I'm going to take, as you can see, you'll be using the magnifying glass, but that's probably going to be distracting to you as I do this. So you're using the magnifying glass, but I'm just going to talk here. What else can we say about the penny? It has a certain size in relation to all of the other coins, and we'll get to that when we start looking at other coins. And obviously it has 2 sides, and you can tell your child one side has a portrait of a person, and we call that heads. This is Lincoln. And the other side, no matter what it has on it, sometimes it has a building, a plant-like looking thing, could have all kinds of different things. That's always called tails, and those are 2 good vocabulary words to know at this point. What else? It has a thickness, a certain thickness. You could even go that far. And of course it has all kinds of things on it. If you look at it closely, print, and you could talk about the print, the year in which it was minted. What else? clearly says on there 1 cent, and we'll get to that in a minute. So you can, anything is fair game. Anything your child wants to say about this coin, anything you want to say is fair game. So take a close look at the penny with the magnifying glass. All right. So we want to start out, I think, talking about cents now. And a penny is equal to 1 cent. So what is this word cent? What does the cent symbol look like? Well, let's get a card out here. Trying to peel one off here. Here we go. And my marker. And let's say a penny equals 1 cent. I'm just going to write the cent symbol first. And it looks like that. It's a C with a line going through it. And of course, you could practice writing this with your child so they become very familiar with it. And to set up what I just said, you can get your equal card out like this. Write 1 in here and say 1 penny equals 1 cent. And of course, that's very important that they know that. Let's say we had 3 pennies. Let's move this out. 3 pennies equals 3 cents. Let's say we had 5 pennies. 5 pennies equals 5 cents. So may be obvious to you, but you should go through this anyway so your child really understands that. Each penny is worth 1 cent. So now let's move on and take a look at the nickel. And nickels have changed over the years, and I'm not going to go into details because I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. We had the old Jefferson nickel, and it's changed, but we're working with the same concepts. I think I'll take this one out here. And of course, you're working with the magnifying glass, and you're going to look very closely at the nickel. And you're going to, once again, as we did with the penny, look for the various attributes. And since I've already done that, I'm not going to go over that again. We've talked about them: color, size, heads, tails, etc. Really explore the nickel with your child. Thickness, it's a little thicker than a penny. And of course, compare the two. I just said one of them. It's a little thicker than the penny. It's larger size than the penny. And obviously it's a different color than the penny, and you can talk about that. So when you compare the two, of course, you're looking for similarities as well as differences. And of course, one big difference is going to be a nickel is going to be worth a different amount. So let's set that up. Let's put our nickel here. Our equal sign. And you're going to explain to your child that a nickel is the same as 5 cents. So you could present it this way: a nickel equals 5 cents, or you could move the card out and just put 5 pennies there. A nickel is equal to 5 pennies, and they should not have much of a problem with that, with figuring that out, especially if you do both these things and show them the equivalencies. So a nickel is worth 5 cents. A nickel is worth 5 pennies. Okay, and knowing that, of course, we can make some exchanges. Okay, Gary has a nickel let's see, let's say Billy, let's call the child Billy. Billy has 5 pennies, 5 cents, and they're both equal to 5 cents, so you can make a straight trade. You could say, Billy, I want to trade you my nickel for 5 cents, and you could tell him that he still has the same amount of money. He has less coins now, but it's worth the same amount of money as these 5 pennies. A nickel is worth 5 pennies, and we call those, practically it's called making change, equivalencies, whatever you want to call it. I call it nickel penny exchanges. Here's another one you can do to reinforce the concept. I'm going to put out another nickel, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pennies. So now we have 10 pennies and 2 nickels, and you could tell Billy again. I could tell Billy, since I'm using me in this little story. You could say, Billy, I have 10 pennies, and I want to trade you for your 2 nickels, because I know that each of your nickels is worth 5 cents, and if you add them together, it's worth 10 cents. So we have 10 cents here, 10 cents there. They're both worth the same. Let's trade. The only difference is now I have less coins than you, but I have the same amount of money. So that's a very important concept for your child to understand, this idea that coins can be exchanged in this way. And now you can explore yet another concept. Well, now we're mixing 2 different kinds of coins, and how do we find the total of these coins here? And of course, by this time, hopefully your child can count on and skip count, and those are the 2 important skills that he or she needs to be able to count coins, count money. So the trick to doing this is tell your child you always start out with the coin that's worth the most. So look what I've done here. I put them all in a line, and I've started with the nickels, and of course we usually, most of the stuff we do, we go left to right. So I have 2 nickels and 2 pennies out here, and you could model the counting for him first, and you go, look, I can count these coins by skip counting and counting on, and you go like this. And of course he knows already this is worth 5 cents, 5 cents, 1 cent, 1 cent. 5, 10, and now he has to switch. He or she has to switch over to counting on, and this might take a while. This is a tough skill to learn. So let's go back and start over again. 5, 10, 11, 12. There are 12 cents on the table. Let's do another one. Let's see if we can add maybe 1 more. Maybe 2 more over here, and say, okay, let's count, and say to your child, I'm going to let you do it this time, and I'll help you if you need help. And hopefully she will look at that and say, easy, I can do it. 5, 10, 15, switch over to counting on, 16, 17, 18, 19. There are 19 cents there. Once again, obviously this is a key skill when it comes to money, is to learning how to count different kinds of coins together. And this is the way you do it. Of course, maybe just to throw another little wrinkle in here, let's see, I'm going to take one out, and you could say, okay, let's count this. 5, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and you might say, well, how can we make that total with less coins? And And as you've already done, you know that you can trade a nickel for 5 pennies. So let's pull 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pennies out of here. Trade them for a nickel. And count again to make sure you have the same amount there. She can count again, 5, 10, 15, 16. So I know that's kind of mixing up a couple concepts, and you know, if he or she's not ready for it, you'll have to back off. But you can always, you know, make these coin exchanges.